Yeah, we're live. Say hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's back to our usual schedule. Hi, everyone. Oh, I really like this system. It shows me that right away people are logging in. So good morning. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Shelly. 18. I don't see that. 15 out. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Ardeen and Shirley and Renee. I kind of think maybe you guys are already talking before I even log on. Good morning. Hi. Hi, Leilani. Hi, Lisa, Diane, and everyone that's logging in. If you're new to us, please say hello. And uh, new, and you'll be welcomed by some of the nicest people on the internet. This is Cricut Chat. My name is Miss Rita, so it's called Cricut Chat with Miss Rita. And this is my channel. We broadcast every day at 9 o'clock. And it is available right now on Facebook and YouTube. It will be available in other places as well going forward. But this is a new year, so we're trying new things and all of that stuff. And we love that you can join us, whether it's every day or just once in a while. We do so enjoy your company. Let's see. Somebody was talking about upcoming things. We have a lot of upcoming things. I was just writing down some ideas and just some things that I've got coming up. First of all, my mom is celebrating her 80th birthday this year, next week. Or is it this? Well, I think it's next week because it's the 11th of January. And so we're going to need to do something special for her birthday. They're in sort of an isolation lockdown at her retirement home. But we have talked, my sister and I have talked about at least having some decorations and maybe some special headbands for her and her friends, and having like a cake and a little celebration. So we're going to come up with some ideas about that. Maybe we'll do a cake topper and some banners. You know how much I like the banners. So that's next week. We also have the Chinese or Lunar New Year coming up. That's February 1st. This year is going to be the year of the tiger. And there are so many wonderful new images in Cricut Design Space where they didn't have that recently. So these are all new and they're lovely. And we're going to have a look at those things. Maybe we'll make some fortune cookies and my little paper fortune cookies that everybody loves. So we'll have that. And then let's see. Valentine's is on the way. Valentine's. So we're going to get started on Valentine's. And let's not forget our little friend, the groundhog. Um, Groundhog Day coming up. So there's lots of fun things that we can do with our Cricut now that, and then we've got just winter, everything winter. Thank yous for the holidays and just celebrations that happen during the winter, and just reaching out. This is a tough time of year for a lot of people, and we have sort of a little ministry going on with cards. And so these, I'm going to try to give you some ideas on how we can reach out to people, especially when everybody's shut in and there's a lot of, there's just a lot of disease or whatever you want to call it, the Omicron virus, whatever, going around. But that doesn't stop us from sending out little hellos and greetings and wishes and things like that. So we're going to work on that in the next couple of weeks. And let's see what else. I also mentioned yesterday that we're going to be restarting our series with Wendy at Create and Escape. If you're new to me, you might not know what that means. We have a local shop, shop owner, and they do a lot of in shop like things. Oh, here we go. I was hoping, I was giving them a pep talk at the beginning of the show, saying, "You're not going to bark, are we?" But yet they are barking. I hope they don't have a fight, though. Come on, you. um, so anyway, the local shop owner, is Wendy, and her store is called Create and Escape. And we had a nice little series in the fall doing different things in person, and we're going to go back to that and sort of get going. We're working on her website and YouTube channel, and so we'll do that a little bit as the year progresses. Also, I wanted to tell you that I got a ton of viewer mail, even since when we went over that on Christmas Eve. We did a bunch of viewer mail. So I wanted to show you some of the most amazing. You guys are too creative. And I'm looking forward to opportunities in the new year to pair up with some of you, and we can do some fun projects, and we can show people some of your talent. So I'm going to show you some of that viewer mail that came to me when I was sick. So that will be fun. So, okay. Let's see. Uh, Today we're going to work on snowflakes, and not just plain flat snowflakes, but also two-dimensional snowflakes. Who doesn't like a dimension in their snowflakes? Here is one, but there are I was just counting. There's, I think, a dozen of these dimensional snowflakes in Design Space, and I'm going to show you how to find them. And this is fun. Also, we're going to talk about cutting. We're going to talk a little bit about Design Space and how it sort of came to be and how you can work around it. A lot of people are amazed that there are so much stuff in Design Space. In fact, I think some people don't even realize how much is there. And I wanted to give you a little bit of history on how that came about. And then we're going to cut some things out, and I'm going to show you how to put them together. These are super, super easy. And then the viewer mail will be at the end. Okay. So we're going to get going. Oh, pretty in a clear bauble. Yes. So there are so many ways to use snowflakes. So let's go back to my canvas so you can see. The snowflakes we're going to use today are two-dimensional, and you'll notice that they're exactly the same. One has a cut at the top and one has a cut at the bottom. And then we're just simply going to cut these out and slide them through and create a two-dimensional thing, object. And so there, my inclination, because I love glitter, is, oh, wouldn't these look great in glitter? However, glitter is problematic with two-dimensional because glitter is only one-sided. So what I decided to do is change these all to sort of some not Christmas, wintry type of colors, and I'm going to show you how those look. They look really pretty, and I'm going to show you how I've been beading or stringing these up with beading wire. But you could also use something called monofilament. It's like a fishing line. Or if you didn't have any of that, you could certainly use string, or like baker's twine or anything like that. But if you were looking for the actual, like, it's flying from the ceiling kind of thing from the inside, then it's always nice to use this sort of almost see through. You see, it can almost see through these snowflakes. Anyway, snowflakes are a big thing, at least for me, and I want to show you how to find them, because there are literally like hundreds of snowflake images in Design Space. So I'm going to save this. Now I want to tell you that when I tell you that I'm going to share a project, so what that means is I'm going to put the description of the product, the actual link, okay, in the description of the video after the video has been posted. So right now we're doing this live, so there's no link. And then afterwards, I'll post a link. Anytime that we talk about something and I say I'm going to post a link, it does take me a few minutes after the video to get those links on there. Also, I want to point out that sometimes those links don't work. Gosh darn it, they don't work. I'm still working with the Cricut team on trying to figure out how come or why this happens. But I know yesterday, was it yesterday? Yesterday's project I had a problem with, and I don't even know why. I used all Cricut images, but it was coming up as private. So that's why I show you guys how to make these on your own. If I just give you the project, then you're going to skip over all of the steps, that so you'll understand how Design Space works. This is so for today, yes, but for the future, so you don't have to wait for me to do a project. You can feel confident in yourself in making your project, making the mistakes, learning from the mistakes, that sort of thing. So don't feel like you have to wait until I post those projects, because I try to show you exactly how they come about. Okay? So let's start off with a new canvas. So here we are on my canvas. So I'm going to go up here to new. I've already saved this. And you know how I know that it's saved? Is that there is no asterisk next to, let me see if I can get up there so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Okay, so see up here where right up here where it says hanging snowflakes. That's the name that I gave this, hanging snowflakes. And whenever you see an asterisk next to the name, it means that you've changed something, whether it's just moving something around or you've made a positive or negative change to the project. It will have an asterisk there to remind you that you need to save it, or else if you leave from here, you won't have your changes saved. Okay, so that's what that little asterisk means. So for instance, if I move this, you'll notice there's the asterisk come up here again. So I need to go up here to save and save this. Okay. So whenever we're starting, we save our what we're working on, and then we hit new. And here is a brand new canvas. So we're going to go looking for snowflakes. The first thing that we're going to do, rather than have to hunt on the internet or maybe buy something, or I don't know, sort of bring something in from Pinterest, we're going to check out the Cricut Access library. So there's this enormous library of images, and it's like 200, more than 200,000 images, and they're all categorized and tagged. The When we first started doing this, I just want to kind of walk back a little bit. When Cricut first went, this was back in 2014, I believe, when Cricut started doing an online, like an internet image library, they had to build up the library. So what they did was, back in the day, they had these things called cartridges. Cartridges were a place, it was like kind of a horseshoe shaped, like plastic thing, almost like a Nintendo, and you would put it inside of the machine. You'd actually cut from the machine. There was like on the machine like a little sort of overlay, and you would type what you needed to do. I'm going to show you really quickly what that included. So each of those cartridges came with like either handbook, or they came with a at least like a sort of an overlay or a picture. So if you ever want to have a look, All right. Sorry. I had to come up with a better way to deal with these guys. I'm sorry. They're very chatty, and they love to chat at the dogs going across the street and everything, people walking. So anyway, if you remember the days of the cartridges, they had their own names. And what Cricut has done is if they've come up with a little library that shows you all the cartridge names, and if a handbook existed, they've also sort of did a little spreadsheet for you. You can find this by going to help.cricut.com, or you can even search Google and look for Cricut Cartridge Handbooks. Okay. And the reason I'm telling you this is so that you can understand how image sets work, and also that there are a lot of images from the past that they pulled in to make that image library. Okay. And so at that time, before 2014, the people that did this, we all would collect these cartridges, and it was kind of like its own little hobby. And a lot of these cartridges I have purchased, and it will show that I purchased them. But I think this is really useful because you'll see here all of the different names, and it will make actually looking for image sets easier because you can see sort of certain things about the names. So, for instance, Anna Griffin's one that we always look at. And you'll notice that if you go, this is alphabetical, you'll see all of these that say Anna's whatever, Anna's bridal, Anna's Christmas, Anna's uh, embellishments. All of these things are listed under Anna's, which will make it easier for us to look for anything that's Anna Griffin just by using the name, that key name, Anna. The same holds true for if you know of a cartridge that existed. I know one that we're going to be using today. It's called Winter Lace. So we can either search for, or we can scroll, which is what I'm doing here. And I wanted to show you. So here is, where is it? Winter Lace. Okay. So there are a couple of categories here. One is going to open design space. The other one's going to open the handbook. And these were not like amazing handbooks or anything. They were just simply like what would go inside of almost like a VHS box. So this is the handbook, although it's on its side, but this is the handbook for this one for it's called Winter Lace. So if you ever sort of like trying to figure out how does this image work, don't forget to check out the handbooks. Okay. So back to images. So we're in the image section. So since I know that Winter Lace exists as like an image set, used to be called a cartridge, I'm going to go to look via via the image name. Okay, the image set name. So here, this is me in images, and I'm going to go up here to category where it says all images. Okay, and then here we have this sort of a breakdown, like a outline of different images, which we can look at. My favorite place here is to go here where it says image sets. So let's click on that. When you click on that, the 270,000 images have been sorted into sets or groupings of images based on a theme or based on the designer or whatever, down to 5,600 image sets. Not all of these image sets are part of Cricut Access, but a majority of them are. And you know if they're part of Access because they have a little A next to, or right up here in the corner. So anything, if you're a Cricut Access subscriber, and if you're a brand new person, like with a new machine, you usually get a month free. And then after that, you have to decide, do you want to use it? For me, I love it. I pay yearly for the access, and we talked about that yesterday. But if you have questions about it, ask around. You can do it monthly or you can do it yearly. I find I've been doing it for years now, and I love it. Not only do I have access to all of these wonderful images, but I also get discounts and special offers just for being a subscriber. I don't really get anything by telling you that, but like, oh, sign up and I get money back. Nah, it doesn't work that way for me. But I just love it and I wanted you to know about it. And let's see, you don't have to be an Access subscriber to work with your Cricut, but it makes things a whole lot easier and like more fun. So I thought I would mention it. Let's see. So we're going to be looking at these image sets. And the thing you have to remember is you're going to be looking like, remember we talked about Anna. So if we wanted to see all of Anna Griffin's image sets or some of them were cartridges, we can just type in the name Anna and we will see, look at all these wonderful image sets that are Anna Griffin. Now, there might be one or two that she doesn't have her name on. And I'll give you an example of what that's like. So another one of our designers that I really, really love is a guy's name, Rob and Bob Studio. And they have lots of really fun kind of uh vintage mid-century modern type style images, and they have quite a number of image sets here. But I do also know that there is an image set called Merry Everything that is a Rob and Bob image set that's not connected with the name. So sometimes it's just a matter of like knowing which, and you can see that these images uh, are very much Rob and Bob inspired images. It just doesn't have their name on it. So the point I guess I'm trying to make is that you have to search image sets by the name that you're looking. It has a very specialized name. Okay. so so let's go back to images, and we are going to go to image sets again. And if we type in, like, I don't know, snow, you're going to get a bunch of things that have the name Snow in them. So there's like Miss Kate's Snow Day and Snow Friends, and it's snowing, but not the images that we're looking for. So by knowing the name of the cartridge or by being like smart about looking for it. So in this case, I know it's called Winter Lace. So I just type in the word lace. So sometimes, even if you don't know the name of the cartridge that you're looking for, if you just search by a simple word, it will bring you to them. So this one is called Winter Lace. And in addition to having very simple images that are just one layered images, you'll see layered images, and then you'll also see these ones that have the two images together, and they actually have different colors here. And if you just go through and look for the ones that you like that are double, you can just click on the ones you like. Let's do that. Okay, we'll just click on these 4, but I think there's like 12 in here. So once we find the ones we like, we're going to come down here to add to canvas. And it will bring those images into our blank canvas. Okay. It's not unlike like looking for a book at the library and then bringing it to your desk and opening it up. Right. And it does take a while on my computer because my computer's old. Okay, so it brings them all in. Now you'll notice that these are different colors, and I'm going to make some changes to them. First, I'm going to make some changes to the size of them because I think they come in at 5 inches tall. Yeah, these are 5 inches tall, and then you see they're connected. So let's just look at this one. All right, so these two are connected. They're connected as a group. You can ungroup these images. And how do we do that? We come up here where we have up here ungroup. So we're going to select that image and then go to ungroup. Once we do that, they are separated and they're no longer grouped. Now, what I like to do is when I have a grouped image and I want to resize, is I ungroup them and then, like just like I just did, and then I select these whatever, how many image parts to the image, but I select them all, and then I come up here to align and I do align center. The reason why I'm doing this is that I want to make a change in the size of the image. And the image size, it's important when you are working with images that you change every part of the image. So in this case, we have a two-dimensional snowflake. But if I just change this size, then this size will not fit with that. So if that makes sense. So we need to put them together, and I like to just be neat. I don't know, call it a little bit of OCD or whatever, but I like to get them all together and center them, and I like to regroup them, and then I can change the size. Now, when you're changing sizes, it's important, yes, to make sure all the pieces of that image are sized together, but also you understand about proportions. So when you're doing an image in Design Space, you can either have the proportions set or locked, or you can have them unlocked. And most of the time they're locked. So what that means is that you'll see here on this little tiny part on the left hand side of this bounding box, on the left bottom side, there's like a little lock button. Now that lock button means that the images within that bounding box are going to, if you change the size, they're going to resize proportionally. Now, this is important because if you start unlocking it and changing proportions, which I can do right here, I can unlock it, and then I wanted to make it sort of like this. Yes, I could do that. However, my image is really distorted. Okay, so what I'd rather do, and I'm going to use the undo button here, what I'd rather do is keep it locked and make a change by using these arrows like this. I can make really huge or really small snowflakes, but you notice the proportion stays the same. Just so you know, you can also do that up here under size. So once, as long as it's locked, you can change either the width or the height. So in this case, let's change the height to 4 inches, because that I think is a good size snowflake, a 4-inch snowflake. And there you go. So I've done that is in the lock position. Okay, I'm going to ungroup it just so you can see. The other thing that I want to do here is I want to make sure that both sides of my snowflake are the same color, because that's how I want to do it. I want to use colored cardstock to cut these out, and I don't want them to cut out on different sheets of paper, right? So I'm just going to just make this. Let's make this. All right, just going to make it very simple. So I have these two colored images. Now, if we were to just to go hit make it now, we would end up with having both of those images be on individual mats. Okay, so we have mat 1 and we have mat 2, but we don't want that because I want to cut them both out on, say, this really pretty blue, and I want to put them together. So how do we change that? It's easy peasy. We can do it in a couple of ways. One is you can use color sync. Color sync is up here See, this says layers, and then there's color sync. So click on that color sync. It's like a tab, and you will see that there are two sort of color boxes, the silver and the blue. Now, obviously, if you had a very complex image, there would be more colors. So if you had an image that had 10 colors in there would be 10 different boxes here, but this is the simple way. And let's say I want to make these both blue. So I have to drag the silver piece or the gray piece, whatever color that is, into the blue box. And when I do that, you'll see on my screen, they both will change to that color. This is often overlooked, but really useful tool for people, especially if they're using, say, SVGs from outside, like Lori Whitlock. If you bought a Lori Whitlock SVG, oftentimes she'll use different colors, and she really just wants you to cut it out in red. So so by doing this, you basically whittle down the number of mats you're going to have and the number of pieces of paper you're going to need. So here's our two. These can be grouped if we wanted to or not, but now they are the same color. Another way to change the color is up here under operation. You will see here operation. We talked about that a lot yesterday. But if you go here to operation, it's a down box. And you will see that there's either cut, draw, or print and cut. And this is actually a cut, or called basic cut. There are different kinds of cuts available. We'll talk about that in the future. But basic is just your regular cut. And then draw is when we use our pens. We can also use foiling, scoring, deboss, engraving. And then there's print and cut. We could talk about all these things in the future, but I just wanted to point this out. It is basic cut. And then right next to operation is a little colored box. And when you click on that box, you will see these are the material colors that are being used. So this one is checked. That's what this is. But if I wanted to change the color from here, I could just choose this from here. I could have a green snowflake or an orange snowflake or a black snowflake for that matter. And you know what? It actually doesn't matter what color you choose here because this is for your own visual understanding. You have control over what color is going in there. But if you're like designing something, sometimes it really helps to understand the colors that you're going to be using. So for instance, if we are going to use two different kinds of snowflakes, these ones here, and we want to make these ones sort of lavender, we can go ahead and first of all, we can color sync these together, and then we can go to operation and change these to lavender. This one here, change it to lavender. Come on, lavender. Okay. So, I mean, I might decide I don't want to use lavender, but that's okay because I've made a distinction between this snowflake and the other snowflake. Okay. So when cutting these out, how do we cut them out? There is a wonderful tool that when using paper, now it's not available when using vinyl because it's not really necessary. But if you're new to paper, you might know there's quality of paper issues, and you do have to pick the correct setting for paper because sometimes it, depending on the paper that you're choosing, might not cut all the way through, or it might cause the paper to sort of get like messed up. Not a good cut. So let's go. This is the meat. This is the middle where we can choose project copies and stuff, but we're going to hit continue, and here we come to our choosing our materials. Now, one of the things that I really, really love about the Cricut is how accurate it cuts. But sometimes when you have a very, very intricate cutting, something you're cutting, it can do it, but can cause a little bit of problem in terms of all the intricate cuts that are available. Often recommend is that you go to your all of your materials, and see how I did that. Here I am, set base materials, and I'm going to browse all materials, and I'm going to go look at this grouping called cardstock. Cardstock, I call it paper, but cardstock is actually a thicker kind of paper. It's got a card type of a feel to it. Usually cardstock is about 80 pounds, medium weight cardstock. But there are different kinds of cardstock. There's light, there's heavy, there's you'll see here deluxe, and you'll see adhesive backed. There's so many different kinds of cardstock, and Cricut has given us all of these to choose from of materials. That's so that you can find the proper cut. Okay. Um, most of the time, if you're using regular cardstock, just stuff that you happen to be purchasing from Michael's or Joann's, medium cardstock is the way to go. And oftentimes, and I want to just show you. So here is uh, a box of cardstock that I bought from Joann's. It's called Park Lane, and I think it's supposed to be winter because this is a winter scene. But you'll see down here it says 60 sheets, and then there's 80 with the hashtag or pound sign, 3 of each, and it's textured. So what that's telling me is I'm going to get 60 sheets of cardstock that all have the same weight, which is 80 pounds. And I'm going to get 3 each of these colors. And if I look on, you'll see here too, these are all the colors I'm going to get in this box. So this is a really fun box that you can get. These are all 12 by 12, and there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So there's 20 different colors that are all sort of related to winter, and I'm getting 60 sheets, 3 each of those, and these are textured. I happen to think this is probably put together by one of the paper companies called AC Cardstock, because it looks familiar to me. But you'll see when it's talking about textured, it means that on the top it has kind of, it's not smooth, has a little bit of texture, but on the back it's smoother. So depending on what you want to use, you can either put it on your mat this way or this way, and it will be cut from there. Sometimes though, even if you have the best cardstock and you've picked the correct setting, your image is just too detailed. So what I would suggest is you choose this setting called Cardstock for Intricate Cuts. Okay. So by choosing cardstock for intricate cuts, it's going to slow the machine down, and it actually goes through the cut twice. Okay. And it just slows it down and it goes in. So it's much more precise. And if you wanted to get even more precise, you can change the pressure. So if you have a heavier weight paper, like a 100-pound paper, you can change the pressure to more. Or if you have a lighter weight pressure, you can use less. Okay. But cardstock for intricate cuts is a setting that you should favorite and use when you're cutting things like snowflakes that have a lot of detail. Okay. So just so you know, this is just a setting. It doesn't, you can use this setting on all the machines. It's not something that is just for Maker or just for Explore. It's just a setting on in Design Space. So we're not going to actually cut these because it takes a while to cut them. But I will point out that if you want to make a lot of these, you can change the copy size. So for instance, I'm going to come back here. I hit cancel and I'm going to change the copy size to 3. And you'll see that I might actually be able to get 4 on here. So I'm going to try 4 and I want to show you what happened. So here I have 4, but it's saying I can't fit that 4th one. So it's sort of spilled over into another mat. Okay. So if I want to squeeze this 4th one in, what I'm going to do is go to that mat and I'm going to hit these triple dots right there. And it gives me a little drop down box where it says move object. So I'm going to move it and it brings me up here. So I'm going to choose to move it here. Okay. And you see here, it is fitting. And why is that? Well, because every image has a bounding box and sometimes the bounding box is overlapping, but it allows us to cut. So see here, this bounding box is kind of overlapping on here, but it's still letting us cut. And I just love this feature. And you can move these around whatever way so that you can get the most out of your paper, sort of thing. Okay, so let's put this together, or put these together. And I've actually cut a bunch of them. And again, I did these in 4-inch size. Let's have a look at these. I just think they're so cute. And I did all these different colors, all from that box. And here it is. And I did use a little bit of glue to give this so that it would stay together. Let me show you what I mean. So here's our 2 pieces. Okay. And again, these are exactly the same cutouts, except that you'll see that they are cut out on the textured side, and this one has a top like slit and this one has a bottom slit. So what we're going to do is just simply, once we've cut them, we're going to just take and put the top one into the bottom one, and you'll see here there is our dimensional snowflake. How easy is that? However, depending on how you're going to display these, like you could, I suppose, put them like on a table like this, but they will flatten. So what I've decided to do here is I just take a little bit of glue. Let me do it on a flat surface, and I put a tiny strand of glue or a bead of glue here on right up and down here. Try to get as close to the middle as you can, but one side is fine. You don't have to do both sides unless later on you decide you want to touch it up. But here you go. And this can get a little messy, but that's what's fun about crafts, a little tiny bit of mess. And whoops, here we go. So once I put that glue on there, you can tell it's staying together a little bit better because it's starting to be tacky. Now, don't use a lot of glue. If you use a lot of glue, it gets messy, and also the tack doesn't happen as quickly. So here it is, 3D. I like to just sort of put these sort of on the side and let them set by themselves. Let me show you that again, and we'll go ahead and string them up in a second, but let me choose a different one. This one's pretty, this purple one. All right. Now, some of these snowflakes lend themselves better um, to hanging than others. It's just that some of them are really very intricate and some of them are not so much. They're a little more chunky. So you are going to figure that out yourself, which ones you want to use. And obviously, I'm not going to tell you, don't do these because it's up to you. That's the great thing about crafting with the Cricut is that it's all about what you want to do, and don't let anybody tell you any different. All right, so here we go. So there is this snowflake. Now at the very top, you'll see that there is still that like cutout, and it's also on the bottom. So once these are sort of set like this, come on. This one doesn't want to do it for me. There we go. So once they're kind of set and they're dried, then you can talk about or think about putting some string or the wire, monofilament wire on them. And you can do this in a couple of ways. For me, I just put a little tiny hole in this guy. Come on now. All right, let's do it this way. No, come on, you. There we go. All right. So what I do is I take this is just a regular hole punch with a small, I think it's 1/16 of a hole. And then depending on this, I try to put, depending on this snowflake, try to put that hole in at the as close to the top as I can. But you'll notice this is what I mean about some of these are lending more to being punched and strung. So this one here was pretty easy to string up. Um, this one probably will be too, but if it's really, really thin, might cause a problem. But here I just put a little teeny tiny hole in there. And if you don't have a hole punch, you can have your machine do it if you want, or you can just pierce it with something that is, like this. You could pierce a hole in there, but these things are super cheap and I usually get them at like Staples and stuff. I have a bunch of them. So then once we do those holes, we're going to take a little bit of whatever you choose, whether it's wire. This is beading wire. Probably wouldn't recommend this stuff, but I would recommend the monofilament stuff. It's cheaper and you get more of it. You just have to be careful when you're storing it. Okay. And then I'm just going to pretend this is monofilament and I'm going to just put a little tiny simple knot. I'm going to come back and do it again. Like that. Make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight because you don't want it to go through your hole. And if you have a little left over, you're going to snip that off. And then there you are. You could easily have a rim full of wonderful, and then you can just tape these, take a little bit of Scotch tape and tape them to your ceiling, which I just, love. I love that. It makes it feel like I'm outside and it's a winter wonderland. So there is just this fun. Now, if you wanted to do these one dimensionally, they would look really good in a window, or you can hang these in a window, but I would suggest that you hang them a little far out from the window, like from the ceiling. But it if it inside of like the where the window is hung. Does that make sense? I don't know, but you want them to be able to sort of freely float, and there you go. You can see also why I wouldn't use glitter cardstock, because glitter cardstock would be only one side of this. So the easy, super easy, two-dimensional snowflakes. And I am going to put all of these together and make myself a winter wonderland of snowflakes in my studio here. That is it for today in terms of lesson. I want to turn to some of this wonderful viewer mail that I got. I want to thank everybody for sending. There are still others that I have not opened or whatever. So if I'm not showing yours, it's only because I haven't gotten to it. But I got to tell you, I was really amazed at some of these lovely card. This is from Miss Martin, Don Martin. This is actually Marlene Martin. You got to see this. So cute. So it says, "Sorry you are sick." Now watch this open up. Look at that. Is that not the cutest thing? Get well soon. We got little band-aids, and I don't know what this is, but maybe it's a cup of soup or something. And a teddy bear. How cute is that? But it's on a pop-up. Isn't that adorable? So simple, yet really effective. And she writes, "Heard you're a bit washed out. Kick COVID in the butt and get feeling better quickly. Your friend Marlene Martin." Isn't that great? So precious. Marlene, I'd love to know where you got this, or did you come up with this yourself? I think that's really cool. Let's see. I did also get this nice Happy New Year card. This is from my friend Nancy Kulaga. She sent me a box too, but I have to go through that uh another time. So here she did Happy New Year. Now I wanted to mention, like, look at what people are doing. This is a simple insert card that's done on the joy, and this, instead of stopping here at the front, she has put on the back of the insert a really cute saying, so that you can see that's just an insert card. And then she creates like a little insert because she wanted to do it in black. So she created an insert in white with this lovely saying: "Dear Miss Rita, cheers to a new year. Wishing you good health, wealth, and happiness always. Best wishes, your friend, your Cricut chat friend, Nancy Kulaga." She said, and look, she even made her own envelope cutout. Very interesting, Nancy. I love these techniques, and we have to talk about them because they really are clever. Now let's have a look at. I think this is from Leslie. Yes, this is from my Massachusetts friend, Leslie Audi. And I want to show you, I want to put it together correctly so you can see it correctly. Now, first of all, isn't this amazing? The writing, she did all of this writing. It's a gatefold card, and it has these adorable butterflies in the middle. Now, when you open it up, this is the way that she has it set up. You see, this is how she has closed it. So you put this, you put it in here. Now I'm going to have a hard time. So you put it in here, and then you close it up like this, because it's a gatefold card. Gatefold just simply means, there we go. So that's a gatefold card. So once you open it up, gatefold simply means it opens like a gate. Okay. And then look at the inside of this. Oh my heavens. I cannot believe this. This is all done with writing. So sending healing prayers and healthy vibes for a speedy recovery, Leslie Audi. And look, I mean, these are all images I recognize from Cricut Design Space. Look at the butterflies and all these beautiful drawn, and did she use, yeah, she used a glitter pen as well. So easy, really creative, and just got an amazing wow factor. Thanks, Leslie. We should probably go over how you did that. And there is that. Now here comes my friend Babs and my corgi friend Gracie Junebug. I love this dog. And Babs is just such an amazing card maker. And I just wanted to show you. So she took a picture of Gracie Junebug and she framed it and put these little adorable cutouts in here, pine cones and deer. Isn't that special? So special. And then look inside, loves Babs and Jim, of course, Gracie Junebug and Pumpkin Kitty. Now this is actually cut out from an Anna Griffin card set. And then look on the back. She even like put her little made by Babs with the pine cone, feel better soon, and enclosed this car freshener. It says dog mom. Isn't that great? And I just thought, wow, so classy. And even the envelope, I don't want to show her address, but even the envelope has all these little adorable things on it. Babs, just such a clever card. Um, and let's keep going. So thank you, Babs, and thank you, Gracie. I love you, Gracie. Here is a Get Well Soon card from Diane Stowell. And again, here she's done the writing on the inside. That's something we will do this year to show you how you can achieve that. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Here's another insert card. All you needed love and a dog. How adorable. This is from my very prolific friend Christine. Hope you're feeling, take some time off. My body's saying take some time off, but she knows I love dogs and she created this adorable insert card. Look at this one. Now who's this one from? I'm not sure. Is it from Nancy? No, Lori. Okay, look at this one. She took a vintage image, soup, tea, vitamin C, rest, rest, rest. I love it. Things that will help you feel better, sending prayers for a speedy recovery. And she sends a beautiful sentiment as well. Look at how clever everybody is. This is another beautiful one. Oh, this is from my friend Kathy Mordecai, who also sent me a package, and I will show you what that is. But look, this is from Paper Lace, I believe. It's an image from Paper Lace that she turned into a card. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Take care of yourself, Kathy. She turned it into a card. Awesome. This is a print and cut um, image. This is from Sandra Wade. A smooth sea, never made a skilled sailor. Hang in there. Isn't that great? You guys are so amazing. And she put in, this is an Anna Griffin insert. And this is, your generosity goes beyond the seas. Oh, how lovely. Thank you for all you do. Prayers and hugs. And Owen for speedy recovery. Sandra Wade. Amazing. This one here, look at this cute one with all the writing, and then she's also embellished it. And who's this from? Ursula Crawley, and gave me a beautiful, I love Thessalonians. Thank you, Ursula. And so she made a card using this drawn image and she put it on this card. Isn't that great? Awesome. Here's another one. Look at sending hedge hugs your way. Look at this. All right. I think this is a Lori Whitlock design. So it opens up and it's a little box, a shadow box here. Isn't that cute? Isn't that great? And that's achieved by having this fold here. And there it says, sending hedgehogs your way. Dear Miss Rita, I'm so sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Please take care of yourself. Love, Annette. So there you go. Isn't that adorable? So clever. Now this one is by Linda Giola. Linda Giola. And I don't know how she made it, but I really just love it. I don't know if she just took different fonts and wrote these out. You are special, strong, you are loved, you are inspiring, you're amazing, you're not alone, you are a survivor. You got this. Feel better soon. I mean, that's like, I don't think that this is, I'd have to check. Um, I'd have to check in with Linda how she created, but I don't think that, I think she just came up with it herself. So these are all the lovely cards. They're not all the cards that I received. I receive them, and I appreciate them so much. Thank you very much. And they really cheer me, and that's what's wonderful about Cricut is your little bit of creativity and the machines can make you accomplish all of these wonderful things. Here's one of my corgi friends. I don't, but I tried to separate those out. But amazing, amazing. And you can achieve that. And the folks that did these, thank you so much. And even if, if I didn't get to yours, I will get to them and I'll show them on the show when I can. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nancy. All right. So that is going to, too much chatting. Yeah, no, that is, uh, I love you too. And they're beautiful. Yes, Thelma, this is correct. They're beautiful and amazing. Thank you to everyone. And I appreciate all the well wishes and the sentiments. Really just so amazing. There's my Gracie. I love her. All right, everyone. That's it for me for today. Tomorrow we are going to be making a 3D star. I wish I thought I had it around here to show you, but I don't. We're going to be using something called holographic foil paper. This is the paper that we're going to be using to make a 3D 5-pointed star. Nice thick paper. You can also do this with regular paper. You could do it with glitter paper. You could do it with just about anything. I just chose this because I thought it was really sunny and pretty. And we can also hang these up if we wanted to make snowflakes and stars. But it's actually going to be we're doing it as a sort of a challenge as we go to a larger star that has cutouts. This is going to be a very basic star we're doing tomorrow, but we're going to do cutouts so that we can hang them with lights. We're going to make lanterns out of stars and paper. That's coming up this month. So tomorrow it will be like a primer on us doing that. Then on Thursday, we have a beautiful candy cane, very simple candy cane card that we're doing that I found that I really liked. Here it is, candy cane. And I'm going to show you how to either make it like this or you can make it with an insert piece. But it's a nice small card that is just, this time of year, everybody has the candy canes. They may have put the Christmas cards away, but this makes, they have the candy canes hanging around. And this makes a really nice thank you card. And Owen received some really amazing gifts this year. So I told him he had to send thank yous. So we'll probably make a few of those for him for that. So that is Thursday. And then Friday, we are doing our freebie Friday. So I want to just show you so you can get a head start. We're going to this place called, we've been here before. It's called Printable, Cuttable, Creatable, plural, printable, cuttable, creatables, plural.com. They have a ton of free files, and we're going to be working with 2 of the files. This one here, which is a layered Valentine heart, and then this one here, that's the New Year's title. We're going to show you how to do these and how to download an SVG, and that's Friday. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for coming today. How to do the gatefold card with the, okay, I will talk to Leslie about that because she's the one that sent it. So Leslie, we need to get together. Okay. Thanks everybody for coming today. We will see you again tomorrow for another great Cricut chat. And hey, tell your friends friends, and as long as you can get past the dog barking, tell your friends. We're happy to have new folks to join us. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.